You're probably sitting there wondering, how was Kraken's week? It went wonderfully. Thank you for asking. It all started when a package showed up from Speedqb. All sorts of cool stuff in there. We got patches, we got shirts, we got medical masks, and one product I'm not quite allowed to show you guys just yet. So we got it with the Kraken squad, shot some cool footage with the new products, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys. Next, I ran into this wire LED stuff that I found at my local dollar store, and I could not resist the temptation to unleash my inner Tron and make my mask look insane. Now, my Hicapa has quickly become one of my favorite guns in my arsenal. But if there's one thing that drives me nuts about it, it's the inability to attach any sort of tracer, suppressor, or anything like that. So I made the move to pick up a Sanctus Customs 3D printed outer barrel that is 11mm threaded, which means I can happily attach my tracer unit. A little while ago, I put out on my Instagram just some Q&A questions, and I'm just gonna read them and answer them on here because I figured that would be a good way to get back to you guys on some questions. So let's take a look here. Probably won't be able to answer all these questions because there's quite a few here, but let's take a look. Penere Edits asks, best Speedsoft starter gun. By the way, I'm an editor and love your edits for Airsoft and VFX. Thank you, first of all, appreciate that. Yeah, best Speedsoft gun. I don't really know. I don't really think there is a best gun out there. I feel like this is a question that a lot of YouTubers get asked. What's the best gun? What gun would you recommend the most? And honestly, there's so many different price ranges that you have to take into consideration. What kind of style of gun you like, what look you like. There's so many options. Personally, for me, from my experience, I think if you're a Speedsofter, get a pistol and get a primary airsoft tap adapter for HPA, run an HPA setup, and you will have an absolute blast. You can be as aggressive as you want. You can upgrade that pistol with tons of parts, and yeah, you're just gonna have a ton of fun, and it's just a really great setup. And then if you want to go to an M4 later, if that's something you'd prefer, you can, because you have the primary airsoft adapter. You've already been using M4 mags, so it's a great way to get into the ecosystem. You're already into the HPA game as well. Of course, you can just start out with just the pistol, but yeah, just my recommendation. That would probably be what I would start out with if I was to do it all over again. Orlando M. Nano asks, what's your dream gun? That's a tough one, but definitely a Monk Customs build. That would be my absolute dream gun. Love the stuff they're doing over there. Their speed builds are just incredible. They look incredible, and yeah, that's just definitely what I'm into and kind of the direction that I'm heading. Wouldn't be surprised if one of those was in my loadout in the future. Oscar asks, how did I mount a flashlight to my shotgun? A lot of people ask me this one. Let me just pull it out here. Here it is here. It looks a little ridiculous right now. Got the O-light that we talked about previously on the channel, and I got it mounted to my Jag scatter gun here. A lot of people ask me how I mounted that to the shotgun. There's actually a little mount here. I can't really show you guys too well, but I literally just found it digging around in a parts bin at an airsoft store, and it's kind of hard to describe. It's got like a Picatinny rail mount on the top, and then it kind of has like a clamp. And then there's two bolts holding it in place. So basically it's almost like a mount for like a tube, which barrels are tubes, especially shotgun barrels. So I just attached it to that and then screwed it in around the barrel, so it kind of clamps it, and then it gives me a place to mount any rail accessories that I would like, which of course my Olight has a weapon mount that goes to Picatinny, and it works really well. So unfortunately there's no kind of product number or anything like that, or name that I can give you, because I don't know. I was literally just digging through a parts bin and it ended up working. So there you go. Hope that answers your guys' question. Daniel, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce your last name, asks thoughts on overzealous players, guys who think they're in the military. This is definitely a touchy subject for sure for a lot of people. Please don't unsubscribe. But yeah, I definitely have some thoughts on milsim players and things like that. When I started Airsoft, I kind of wanted to be more milsim. That was originally kind of the direction I was heading. But I got kind of tired of all of the rules, really. Telling me how to play Airsoft. You have to play it this way, you have to use low caps, you have to have legit gear that you would actually be running in the military, that just costs so much for no reason. Like, we're literally playing Airsoft. But that being said, I think you should play Airsoft however you want to play Airsoft. And ultimately, the more people we can have it on the field, the better, in my opinion. So whatever you want to do, do it. Just don't get mad at people for not playing as realistic or as hardcore as you want to be playing. That's kind of why I'm headed towards the more Speedsoft route, is because I just want to have fun. I'm an athlete, and I enjoy making videos. I enjoy Airsoft. This is just what I love to do. And ultimately, any way that I can enjoy that better is what I'm going to be doing out on the field. So hopefully that answers your question. I definitely don't dislike milsim players in any way, but it's just not my cup of tea. So callsign Mouseboy asks, do you think blade triggers belong in Airsoft? I think, sure, if used responsibly. I think there's a big dividing line in terms of what should be allowed. I think anything should really be allowed. It's just how and who is using it. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the video with a bunch of kids that are running HPA setups. They're probably 12, 13, 14 years old, and they have mom and dad's credit card at their disposal, and they've bought the most expensive HPA guns, and they're shooting like 50 rounds a second, and they just, when they lose their temper, they absolutely lose it and just full auto everybody. I think there's a place and a time for 50 rounds a second HPA. I think it's a great thing that we can do that, but I think it all belongs in the right hands. And I get why fields are banning speed triggers, because you get people who aren't responsible with them and will just overshoot somebody every single time. And does overshooting happen in Airsoft? 100%. I get the whole argument of people not calling their hits, so I'm gonna shoot them more than once to make sure they call it. I get all that, but yeah, I get why they're not allowed in competitions, because that doesn't make it a fair, even playing ground. And yeah, I hope that answers your question. It's just kind of me rambling, but I think everything has a time and a place, so I'll leave it at that. Shane B18 asks, when did you get your first pistol? Whoa, that was a couple days ago. I was probably 14 or so, no, younger than that. Basically, we were just playing in the woods with some buddies. That was what we used to do. That was our Airsoft. And yeah, no fields or anything like that. And everybody just had Springer shotguns. Crossman made these clear $25 shotguns, and that was what we did. They were Springers. They were a ton of fun. They were sucked, but they were a blast. We had a really good time with them. And I remember my brother Maroon upgraded to an AK AEG. It was still Clearsoft, still really basic, and it was really cool. And I saw a CO2 Clearsoft pistol, no blowback, no nothing. I think it was like $60 or something like that, and it was actually really fun for 2 games, and then it literally exploded in my hand, and I almost got frostbite on my fingers from the CO2 leaking everywhere. So would not recommend the Clearsoft CO2 pistols, but that was my first pistol. Yeah, good times. Christian 2003 asks, how do you take the orange flash hider off the T6? That is a great question. There's a little pin in there. I get asked this one a lot. There's a little pin in the front of the flash hider. You need a small Allen key to just screw it out. Once you have it screwed out, twist her off, done. That's it. Matthew Downs asks, what got you into Airsoft? Whew, that's a good one. My first Airsoft experience was my dad actually went out and bought a Beretta M9 Clearsoft again, and some little targets, and we would just shoot it out on my front lawn, super duper basic. And then he found out about the Clearsoft shotguns that Crossman made, and just Springer shotguns, and we ended up going out in the woods with those and some paintball masks, and that was literally it. Ever since that, I've been playing Airsoft. Yeah, what got me more seriously into it was actually YouTube, seeing what was possible with Airsoft, seeing these big fields and these crazy guns and stuff, and I was just a kid with a Clearsoft shotgun, and seeing all that was pretty crazy, and I was like, I want some of that. So that's kind of what helped push me more into Airsoft. Panet209 asks, when did you make your YouTube channel and why? I started my YouTube channel, I think October last year, so it's just been a little over a year now, but a year and a month, which is crazy to think we're already at 5,000 subs. Big thank you again. And really what inspired me to make the YouTube channel is I've dabbled in YouTube before, but I really just realized that we were getting back into Airsoft, and because we took a little bit of time off because we were just busy with, I used to be a competitive swimmer, so busy with that. Had some free time, and I was like, you know what, let's get back into Airsoft. And yeah, as we were doing that, I remember when I was kind of first into Airsoft, there was a lot of these big YouTube channels that were making really cool Airsoft videos, and there was all these like characters in the Airsoft world. And I guess there still is to an extent that, but I just felt like there was a huge gap in terms of quality that was just missing from YouTube in the Airsoft space. And I saw myself as a cinematographer, as a video production person, an opportunity that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try high budget, high quality Airsoft YouTube channel, and that was really what inspired me to do it. Yeah, here we are today. So yeah, I guess that, hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, that's kind of the inspiration behind Kraken, I guess. So yeah, I think we're gonna call it there, you guys. Really appreciate you guys reaching out and leaving a question on my Instagram. Again, if you're not following me, follow me at Kraken Airsofter on Instagram. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. We got a lot of really cool stuff on the way. Like mentioned before, we got the Speedqb stuff. Can't wait to show that with you guys. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace!